B Marsh Boxing. B Marsh Boxing back at it with another boxing video. It's good boxing heads and fight fans around the world. So it's on February 23rd, 2019. London O2 Arena. Former IBF world champion at 168 pounds. James Degale. Matter of fact, two-time champion. IBF super middleweight champ. James Degale will face Chris Eubank Jr. Now Degale's 25-2. One draw, 15 KOs. Of course, you know he vacated his world title after he regained it in the rematch versus Caleb Truex. And the guy dropped his world title because he wasn't trying to face his mandatory Jose Uzcategui, who is now the current IBF champion at 168 pounds. Chris Eubank Jr. is 27-2, 21 KOs. He lost in the World Boxing Super Series to George Groves in the semifinals. And he came back after that fight in September and he fought some dude by the name of JJ McDonough. I don't know that guy. I don't even think I watched that fight. And DeGale fought some cold bum by the name of Fidel Monterosa, excuse me. Fidel Monterosa Munez. I don't know who that guy is neither. But it is what it is. Now, the winner of this fight right here could face the WBA super middleweight champion Callum Smith, who's 25-0 and 18 KOs, and he defeated George Groves to win that title in the World Boxing Super Series tournament. He is also the Ring Magazine champion. Is Callum Smith? You know what I mean? I consider him right now to be. I consider him to be the best super middleweight. You know what I'm saying? Until proven otherwise. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, he participated in the World Boxing Super Series and he won it. You know what I mean? Jose Oscartege is a player out there. He's one of my favorites in the super middleweight. But he didn't go through the ringer like the man Callum Smith did. You know what I mean? Um, James DeGale tweeted, "Finally, it's on." And he says, quote, "This fight has been a long time coming. Quote, when Eubank Jr. first turned professional, this guy was calling me out. He was very deluded. On February 23rd, I get the chance to finish him good and proper because he lost to me. I'm not sure because after he lost to me, I'm not sure where he's gonna go. At this stage in my career, big fights, fan favorite fights are the only thing I'm looking for." Chris Eubank Jr. says, quote, "This fight has been 4, 5 years in the making. James says I'm deluded. I guess you guys are just going to have to find out in February. It's going to be a painful lesson for DeGale." End quote. Those are quotes from the man, Eubank Jr. Now, I like this fight. Hey, I think this is gonna be one of those PBC fights. You know what I mean? Because Al Heyman's bringing over PBC on ITV over there in England. Okay, and this fight is going to be ITV box office pay per view. They call it box office in the UK. You know what I mean? That's like a fancy word for pay per view. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, if they put in that for pay per view, you know, I think it will do well. I think it will. I'm not too sure. You know what I mean? I don't know the climate out there. Whether these two guys are, you know what I'm saying, are household names or pay per view stars, we shall find out. One thing for sure, two things for certain. Manny Pacquiao versus AB Broner, that's definitely going to be a pay per view. I'm sorry, it's going to be free TV on ITV. You know what I'm saying? Over there in the UK, while in the States over here, it's going to be $75. It's pay per view. You know what I'm saying? Which fight is better, Pacquiao versus Broner or Miguel versus Eubank Jr., you know, it depends. It depends, you know what I'm saying? Actually, I think they're both very good fights. I think they're both good fights. I couldn't pick between the two. It probably would have to be, you know, it have to depend on who has the better undercard. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, Chris Eubank Jr. Man, he's gonna get what he wants. If he been calling out Degale from long time, then he's gonna get what he wants. You know what I mean? I think it's gonna be a very competitive fight. I think both guys go give their all. I think James DeGale is not the same fighter he used to be, like when he came to the United States and beat Andre Durrell in a fight that he almost gave up to after knocking the man down twice. The man started to gas out in the later rounds, started to lose rounds. James DeGale's not the same guy who went to Canada and beat up an older Lucian Bute. And Chris Eubank Jr. has never been that guy, in my opinion. Now it's time for him to show and prove. You know what I mean? Can he beat a former world champion who is not a older guy, a guy way past his prime like the guy Arthur Abraham that he fought? Regardless, it's a good fight. A fight that I've wanted for James DeGale ever since he dropped his world title. Well, if he dropped his world title instead of fighting Uskat Gay, what's next for him? You know what I mean? Well, I think this is a good fight right here. And James DeGale also wants a rematch with Chris Eubank Jr. I'm sorry, with George Groves. You know what I mean? James DeGale said it himself. You know, it's only right that fight happens. You know what I mean? He wouldn't feel right because he avenged his only loss on his career. I mean, one of his losses to, and that was to Caleb Truex. He avenged that. Close fight. I thought he won, but barely. But he did avenge it, and I thought he did beat George Groves the first time. So I'm glad that he's still thinking about that fight and wants to get a rematch. Be Marsh Box, leave your thoughts and comments. Let me know what you think about this fight. I'm pretty excited for it because I'm happy to see James DeGale back in the ring. At one point in time, you know, up until he vacated that IBF title, James DeGale was probably my favorite super middleweight, you know what I mean? So charismatic guy, man, be talking trash, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the man's a gold medalist. You know what I mean? But the guy doesn't move like a typical like uptight guy, you know what I'm saying? Just because he's a gold medalist in the MBE over there in England, you know what I'm saying? The man is a guy who talks mad shit. Does he back it up in the ring? He basically does every time except when he fought Caleb Truex, but he avenged that loss, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm excited to see James DeGale back, and hopefully he stays true to his word. If he does happen to get through James DeGale, he should. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Chris Eubank Jr. I'd love to see him challenge Callum Smith. That'd be a massive fight in the UK. B Marsh Boxing. I'm gone. Peace.